Welcome into the Film Guy Network. It's football season, which means I've got a film study for you.
What's up? You like that? You really like that?
Let's shut up and grab some tape. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into the Film Guy Network on a fabulous, it's a Wednesday morning over here. Don't know when this caught you. Don't know how this caught you. Hope it caught you in a good spot. Hope over the next, however long this film study is, we're able to put a smile on your face. Even though majority of our subscribers and followers here, we're going to find out, Jonathan, who is a glutton for punishment today. All right, that's what we are going to find out. I've always told you this is a shooter's industry. You got to put shots up. Now, I don't know if this one's going to go in. I really don't, but we're going to give it a shot. I do think this is a good opportunity to look at how football has kind of transgressed and how it's changed and how it hasn't changed over the last, decade and a half of college football. If you can tell by the title of today's show, we're going to be taking a look at the 2012 SEC Championship game. Obviously, this is a painful one for the University of Georgia football fan base, not only because it's Alabama and because you felt like you should have won the game, but obviously, Alabama goes on to absolutely boat race Notre Dame after this, something that you felt like you were going to do as well. Whoever was going to get Notre Dame in that national title was going to win it. So it felt like this SEC title was kind of the one. Also had a bunch of really, really good, damn good dogs leave the program after this football game. So it kind of felt like the last crack at it, if you will. And it kind of was the last crack for Mark Richt's tenure at the University of Georgia. Also, something to be noted in this football game. We're not going to show you the first half because it's just too long. It's too much. We'd be here for 2 hours. All right. But this is obviously Kirby versus Bobo. This is Kirby as a Alabama defensive coordinator versus his future team. And it is very clear to me, especially in the first half, it gets magnified in the second half. The run fits for Alabama, Jonathan, were far superior in this football game to the run fits for Georgia. And there's no coincidence there. The best defensive coordinator in the game at the time is wearing crimson, and he's on the other sideline, and they fit the damn run so good. Todd Gurley as a true freshman is something to behold in this football game, but he's running through bodies at the 2-yard line every time he's touching it. Eddie Lacy ain't getting touched till damn near the safety's having to run over the top. So that's something you can obviously see. And those run fits are only magnified in this second half that we're going to watch today. Also, the stunts from Alabama's defense in pass protection murdered Georgia in that first half, and it shows its ugly head in the second half that we're going to show you. I also saw some things from a 2012 game that were, I'm not going to say innovative at the time, but it's like that's something we do all the time now in college football, like NASCAR, right? The idea that we get an explosive, all right, and we're going to get right back on the football and run a play really, really quickly while the defense is gassed, while the defense is looking to the sideline, hoping to get a correction, whatever it may be. This idea of playing quick after an explosive is something we've seen teams almost try to cheat defensively nowadays with fake injuries. Also, something you're going to see here. I think Nick Saban invented the first fake injury in 2012 in this football game. All right, Jonathan, I want to know, how do you feel about doing this? Because you're my fan. You two are my fans. Y'all graduated from the University of Georgia. You love the University of Georgia. You wear the red and black when I allow you to. How do you feel about what we're about to do?
I mean, it's been a long time since I've watched this football game. I obviously have certain plays that are ingrained into my mind that I will never be able to get out of my mind. So I am interested just to kind of rehash some of like what was 2012 Georgia football like, and obviously too like seeing how far they've come and the major differences of what they are now.
The run fits are disgusting, absolutely disgusting, and stuff that you will never see. I had a conversation with a media member yesterday. There was a conversation about how media availability used to be. Mm-hmm. They used to do it like this at Mark Richt. They used to allow us to do that. They used to. And somebody next to me was like, yeah, we're never going to have that again. And I turned around and said, yeah, you're never going to have 7 and 5 ever again either. You're never going to have these types of coach. Why can't we figure this out? Why did it take us 3.5 quarters to realize that when they're in the pistol with TJ Yeldon back there, they're probably running stretch? I don't know, but they done had 190 yards on that specific play already. Let's do it. We got a couple of rules around here. If you learn anything about the game of football, you must subscribe. If you learn anything about your favorite football team, you must subscribe. And if you have any fun today at all, you must subscribe. Let's shut up and let's grind the tape. Boy, a little frigid in here today, Jay. Will. A little cold up in here in the stew, if you will, today. All right, we're going to start right here before the half, okay? And you're going to see, like I said, these run fits, man, these run fits are going to give you problems the rest of this film study, all right? And there's just certain things that we cannot do, all right, at the defensive side of or on the defensive side of the football, all right? When they were in pistol with two tight ends attached, right? They loved stretch right here, particularly into the boundary. Short side of the field creates a lot more angles, particularly for the cutback, right? We got a lot of area right here to stick our foot in the ground and work back north, all right? But what we can't do, or what we have to do rather, against stretch, we got to set a good force on the front side, right? We got to turn that play back in, all right? And on the back side, we got to have good flow, all right? Force and flow. That's how we stop stretch, wide, anything like that. Anything running towards the sideline, trying to get north and south. We got to have a good force player, and we got to have a good flow. Now, the number one thing we cannot do when someone is running towards the sideline as a pursuit player, right? As one of these guys, the number one thing we cannot do is undercut blockers. If we do anything like this, we're cooked. We're never going to get to the play. All right. If we get a blocker approaching us, we have to go over the top or go through his chest and close the alleys. All right. So let's take a look at this first play that we're going to pay attention to today. This is a big explosive for Eddie Lacy. All right. Look, here we go. We jumped outside. All right. If we're going to be an outside force player, we got to force it with the blockers. We can't disengage, get behind the line of scrimmage, and now be fighting at a negative angle. All right. If we are, we're going to have to dive our head in there, stick our head across his front side knee. That ain't inviting when Eddie Lacy's got the football, okay? So we don't necessarily want that. Now, I told you, we cannot undercut Alec Ogletree. We cannot undercut number 35. We can't go backside on this. We got to go top side. We will never get to the play. We got two big-time no-nos from those two inside linebackers right there, 35 and 9, all right? Then 56 can't quite run him down. Neither can Bakari Rambo. By the way, this should have been Brooks Austin's first moment of, hey, Bakari might not work out in the league. We can't run down Eddie Lacy with an angle at 245 pounds. No, we can't. All right, so that right there, two big-time no-nos, things you can't see back in the day. All right, other things you don't see nowadays. Backside cuts on wide zone unless you're playing Missouri. They're going to cut your ass, all right? But most SEC teams nowadays, they're asking those guys to dig those backside defenders off. You can see what it really does, though. It creates a big, wide cutback lane for that back, right? We got guys on the ground. We got guys that can't get over the top, all right? And we got a big explosive. Flip over to the offense. There's a good replay of it right here. Now, I don't know what it was about Gary and the folks up there in the CBS booth, but they expected Jarvis to make every single play in this football game. Every time something went wrong defensively, it's like they just put an ISO on Jarvis. It was like, shit, 29 didn't make the play, so they just ain't gonna make the play, you know? That's kind of how it felt. But look, there you see those seals, right? I told you that force and that flow, they cut the flow off really, really good here. They cut the flow off with this backside cut. They cut the flow off with this backside cut. 61 had a damn game in this football game, all right? Blocking guys that were way bigger than him. That's a good seal right there. And there you see the crease. It's already happened. Running through arm tackles because we got linebackers trying to undercut blockers. Can't do it. Cannot do it. Let's go to play 44. A lot of mirrored concepts in this football game from Georgia, something that we don't see a ton anymore. Nowadays, you're a full field progression, right? You're a pro-style passing concept, not so many mirrored concepts. I have a zone beater on one side. I have a man beater on the other. We're going to read the zone side. If we see zone indicators pre-snap, work back to the man beaters as the progression works, right? We're going to work to this side. We're going to go 1, 2, back to 3 and 4. All right, here we got a mirrored mirrored concept. You're basically picking and sticking. Which side of the field do you like a little bit better? We're calling this caro. All right, we got a comeback from number 1 and an arrow from number 2. We've got an inside stem comeback from number 1 with an arrow from number 2. Okay, we're calling this caro on the channel today. All right, there's the mirrored concept. This is an absolute ripper right here from Aaron Murray. I put this on the clips because I'm sorry, I was a little unfamiliar with your game. All right, I've been out here calling you the Toothless Boy Wonder. You are now, Aaron. You are now the Toothless Boy Wonder, but back in the day, you had one on you. All right, you had one on you, especially when you could put your feet in the ground and let it eat. I loved, look at this, man. This is 3-step, 1 hitch, let it rip, right? There ain't no double tapping the football right here. 1 hitch, let it rip. All right, it's a good timing route right there. Tavares King had a damn ball game in this one, Jonathan. Had a damn ball game in this one. I sent him a clip, him retracing and tracking a ball perfectly. It's a really, really good athlete that I couldn't, still to this day, can't figure out why it didn't work out in the league. Did you ever figure it out?
No, I didn't.
Didn't figure it out. I might have to ask Tavares what went on there, because it just seemed like this was a league-bound dude that could play for a long, long time. Let's go to 133 right quick. There you see a good little review or replay of that ball. Look at that. Boom. Right there. That ball spit on right there from Aaron Murray. Good shit. Now, safety play back in the day, Jonathan, way different than what we got going on nowadays. Nowadays, everybody playing too high, right? Everybody playing too high, and they really kind of camp those safeties out right here. All right, right in this play, we got a safety hanging out way back over here at 19 yards. All right, there's 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Which means there's another safety way out of your picture standing about 20 yards in the middle of the field. All right, I would assume this safety ultimately rolls down before the snap. There he goes. Boom. So we got one high back there, and he's as high as he could possibly be. He's 25 yards back, it feels like. And as the ball snap, he's going to get into a deep pedal down the middle of the field. This is a full like center field safety type defense. Nobody really runs it anymore. Okay, not even in the league. We don't even see guys in the NFL sticking a safety back 20 yards deep on 1st and 10. And I think that's definitely what gets him, right? That safety, Clinton Dix back there playing 20 yards as a free hat, just getting to roam and follow the eyes of the quarterback. Got to have a little bit more air on that from number 11. Now, this is on the clips for one reason and one reason only. Number 11 gets murdered on this play. Now, I talked about this yesterday on our live show. I was not only unfamiliar with Aaron's game from obviously he's a SEC all-time leading passer. Like he's a talented thrower, but I didn't think he had one of them on him that we've seen in this clips already. First half, he's got several rippers on there as well, but I didn't know how truly gritty this dude was. I really didn't. I thought this was just, a nice guy, because that's how I know him. I know the nice, tremendous human, does everything for everybody else type of guy Aaron Murray is nowadays. I don't see the edge on Murray nowadays. But when you play like this, man, when you get up off the turf after a hit like this, you're a guy. All right, you're a violent, tough, physical dude. All right, this clip right here, wham. All right, that's a death shot nowadays for most quarterbacks, I feel like. We're going to be in a tent for a while. All right, we walk to the sideline and we're good to go the rest of the football game because we're tough. Now, this right here, this blew my mind. This absolutely blew my mind. This is catastrophic time management failure from Nick Saban right here. This is insane to see. Even at this point. At this point, he's got a national title, guys. At this point, he's already been in the league. He's come back to Alabama. He's already worked Alabama into one of the best, if not the best, team in college football. And we out here just letting it go right before the half time-wise. So let's watch this play right here. We're going to call a draw on 1st and 10, get tackled prior to the sticks. All right, now, the rules of engagement. We call a timeout if the clock is running under a minute. All right, that's the rules of engagement. We're at 1 minute and 8 seconds right now with the clock rolling. Go ahead and blow that sumbitch up, coach. Go ahead and call that first timeout. Let's stop the clock from running. Let's get back on the ball with an opportunity to call a play. Here we go. We see the clock running. And not only do we not call the timeout, guys, we get to the line of scrimmage and we're doing check with me. You know how I know we're doing check with me? The damn CBS crew's got time to run full-fledged replays of what happened the play before. So all of this time right now, we're at the line of scrimmage trying to collect information, letting the clock roll. All right, so that's mistake number one. We should be calling a timeout right there. Now, we throw an incomplete pass right here, all fine and dandy, get right back on the ball. Clock is stopped at 42 seconds. Now, I believe, yes indeed, they run the football right here again. Okay, they run the football trying to pick up the first down on 3rd and 2. They get it. Hey, blow the shit up again, coach. Call a timeout. I know it's a first down. I know the clock's going to stop, but we got 3 timeouts. Clock's under 40 seconds, and it's about to roll as soon as the sticks get set. He doesn't. He lets it happen. He lets the play roll, lets the play roll, lets the play roll. Clock is set. Ball is set. We got the damn quarterback going check with me. We're burning more time off the clock. Guys, this is absurd. We got 3 timeouts left with 22 seconds and the clock ticking. Nick Saban's on the sideline. Were you aware at this point of what football mechanics were? Were you sitting there going, what is he doing as a Georgia fan?
I would imagine I probably was at this point.
I mean, they get bailed out and get a field goal here because A.J. McCarron scrambles 2 plays in a row for 30 yards because why in the hell would we ever spy A.J. McCarron? We wouldn't. Okay, so it makes sense right here as to why we're not. But, yeah, he ends up completely burning about, I'd say, 50 seconds off the clock right there in a 2-minute drill when they really only had 2 minutes to work with. I was just flabbergasted by this. I mean, we take 2 timeouts into the half. 2 of them. Critical mismanagement right there, in my opinion, from the greatest coach of all time. Also, can we get a replay of this? Bakari. What is this angle? What is this angle? All right, I put this on here because I want everyone to see how Bama fits this stretch, okay? We showed you that first stretch. It's about force and it's about flow, right? So let's check the force right here, all right? The force right here is coming from who? It's coming from number 24. That son bitch ain't getting outside, is it? All right, he is not going to allow that to bounce outside of him. Now, the flow. Let's look at where these guys are. We got cut on the backside. That's fine. These guys are at the line of scrimmage working what? They're working laterally. They're working flat. They're not trying to get upfield. They've recognized dude in front of me is trying to stretch, trying to get to my upfield shoulder. I better work flat too, because the more I work this flat, the more I work this way, the tighter we allow that crease to be. All right, now I want you to pay attention to these 2 guys as well. All right, these 2 guys right here are working over. They're trying to get over the top. Now, what they're not going to do is completely run themselves out of the play. They're going to pace with the back. All right, so they're never going to overrun the back. Look at that. Look at the relationship that they have with the back. Okay, they are going to force this back inside, back to this other flow player. All right, and they have another flow player right here pursuing like a bat out of hell to the football. All right, so we got firm force players. We got firm force players and violent, heavy, flat flow players. All right, so when we get to the point as a ball carrier, guess what? There's a lot of bodies in there. There's a lot of trash. Yes, we pick up 4 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards here, but we're not getting gashed as a defense because we got a good vice. We got good vice right there. We got a guy working in on the ball carrier and working in on the ball carrier. We've got that pinched vice right there on the point. Just very clear to me while watching this over and over again the last several weeks. One defense, very confident in their run fits. One defense playing very, very flat-footed or worse, getting way the hell upfield, not knowing that they're being baited to go upfield. Let's go to 504. It's a great route and ball right here. Is what I have on the nose. Oh, great route from TK. All right, we got a little sluggo here. Now, this is what I love about football back in the day. These 2 teams were very, very similar. Okay, offensively, they got the same game plan going on right now. We're going to be featuring the back out of the I. We're going to either have H insert, or in this case, we're going to insert the fullback, Xander Ogletree. All right, and we're going to play action off of that with some double moves. This sluggo right here, this I'm selling a slant, it's the winning touchdown from Amari Cooper later in this film study. It's the same exact play. Both teams hit it right here. This is a great ball and a great route from Tavares at the top of the screen right here. Watch him really sell this slant, Jonathan. Watch him open the hips of this corner. Boom, we're cooked right now. You are done. He's in your window. He is going to run right by you. Great ball right here from Murray as well, okay? Now, Should this ball have been over the shoulder and not back shouldered here? Probably. All right. But I like the adjustment here from TK as well. Now, this guy right here, I ain't never going to see another freshman back like this one. I'm going to tell you. Okay. I'm going to tell you. They ain't going to make them like this guy. This guy running through arm tackles full speed as a true freshman right here. Look at that. Defensive end got him all kind of around the waist. We're going to sprint right through it. Okay, here comes 37, front side safety. Got him all around the waist. We're going to run right through it. All right. Now, what's interesting, Jonathan, to me is we have coached out offensive line cutting. All right, we don't really ask guys to cut in the open field anymore. We want to protect legs. We want to do all this stuff. We want to keep good athletes up. Right? That's what we talk about all the time. Good athletes stay on their feet. They're never on the ground. However, defenders nowadays, defenders are biting kneecaps left and right. That's they don't even ask guys to tackle upper body anymore. In fact, if you have what's called a negative angle, if you're in pursuit, they're teaching you nowadays to take out that knee because that's where they break. All right, if we take the knee, that guy's gonna fall. All right, but we don't want to be attacking upfield. Right? This example right here. Now I know he's fighting over a block. All right, but this guy nowadays, he's immediately biting that play side knee. He's not even gonna try to fight these backs up on the shoulders anymore. We're going straight for the knees. Okay. Now, part of that is because that safety right there is huge. That guy's probably playing at 210 is what it looks like to me. Nowadays, we got safeties playing at 195. We got linebackers playing at 220 nowadays. Okay. So the box has gotten lighter. The players have gotten lighter. Everything's gotten more predicated towards speed. But you see, we can't be tackling a 225-pound back up top. Nowadays, we don't. Even that backside guy. Nowadays, you watch defenders, backside defensive linemen even, they're biting knees. Okay. This guy coming over here, hell no. What are you doing? We never teach that shit anymore. All right, so football has changed a good bit since we've, been playing this style of football. I think that's one really fun thing we're going to learn when we start doing these historic studies, Jonathan, is just how much different our coaching techniques and how we play the game of football has certainly changed. Let's go to 608. Something to behold right here, man. Just something to behold. Like the idea that is a 17-yard run, son. I mean, we ain't really got anybody winning except for David Andrews, which is kind of a theme here. All right. David's going to handle his assignment. But look at this. We're getting ran over the top of right here. At, I believe that's left tackle. We're actually going to get somebody up to the second level right here. But I highly doubt he continues to win his block. All right. Actually, 64 does a good job there. All right. But nonetheless, we getting hit and bouncing at the line of scrimmage and just running through arm tackles as a true freshman all the way down to the 5. And guess what? The next play, we're going to hit somebody, or 2 plays later, actually, we're going to hit somebody with that hi-ya right here. We're going to hit somebody with that hi-ya as a true freshman. For the life of me, now, I have been on the record saying I was a little too high on Xander Ogletree coming out of high school. But did he ever absolutely blow somebody up in the hole as a fullback? Because I know buddy with the robot face mask, Hicks. That dude, he'd murder people. Okay, the little white fullback they had, Payne, he'd murder people. I don't remember Xander getting him one. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't ever remember him being like some big force in there, all right, like that play right there. But either way, Gurley was just something else. I got a story to tell you about Xander after this. All right. Now, here we go with the run fits defensively. All right, you can see they're making Gurley earn it, though. He's getting hit at the line of scrimmage. You have to run through arm tackles. Let's watch the very next possession from Alabama. Now, teams don't run power anymore, Jonathan, and I don't know why. The game's moved more to counter. We're going to pull the backside guard and the backside tackle. All right, but power is a one backside puller, okay? We're really probably going to try to run it to the nose. All right, not to the 3. God dang. All right. We're going to pull the backside guard, insert him front side. We're going to seal here. We're going to work a double back to the mic. All right. Actually, we're going to have to work here, down block here, pinch hinge on the backside. All we're trying to do is add one additional hat to the front side of the equation and create a crease right here in B gap. Okay. That is power, as we call it. All right. This is one of those things that you see coaches just absolutely clown on media members all the time, especially at the University of Georgia. Hey, coach, looks like y'all got more to a power run game in the second half. The hell does that even mean? You know what I mean? Power is a run play. Now, if you say y'all ran the ball more, try to get downhill, that's one thing. But power is not a run style. It's a run concept, okay? We're pulling the backside guard here and getting to the front side. Actually sealing that defensive end with that H-back right there. That's pretty cool. This is never good. I never see this anymore from Georgia. You know, Jonathan, I never see defensive linemen just recklessly getting upfield when we don't realize that's what they want us to do, right? It makes my back blocks way easier if you're going to do this. If you want to run through my face that way, that's a no-no. As an offensive lineman on back blocks, I'm taught the one thing he can't do is work over my upfield shoulder. If he wants to run himself out of the play, invite him to do so. Same thing with these linebackers. Watch these guys. We overflow here, and we get sealed on the backside from Xander or from Alec. Okay. Let's go to 801. I got an absolutely forbidden. Absolutely forbidden. What's forbidden? It just says absolutely forbidden nowadays. What? What is? Oh, I know what it is. This right here. 2nd and 16, we're running the rock? What? Out the eye? With an attached tight? Hell no. Analytics is not allowing this to happen ever. If you did this nowadays, you'd be fired post-game immediately. All right, I don't care how good your back is. I don't care if you got Ashton Genty back in the motherfucker. All right, you cannot do this nowadays. Period, point blank. Play calling has changed tremendously. You'd be in trips. It'd be 2nd and 1. We'd be trying to get what we call a get back play, trying to live into a 3rd and 7. But we are not going to concede 3rd and 15. You know what I mean? Which is what we're going to do right here. Now, here's how I know football has changed. Watch this right here, okay? We run the ball, all right, we get tackled. It's 3rd and 15, right, Jonathan? It's 3rd and 15. Now, we go into empty. Nowadays, and I'm going to tell you right now because I know, and I know this now because I went on my pilgrimage, and I'm still going on my pilgrimage. Every defensive play call has an empty check nowadays. All right, if they get into empty and we have this called, all right, let's say we got cover 2 call, or whatever the call is. If we have this called and they get into empty, the automatic check for this call is this. We're going to play this. All right, it's either a can, meaning we can run what we've got called, or it has an automatic check built into it, right? So here's the deal. I see this as the ball is snapped. Eyes to the sideline, eyes to my other guy that doesn't quite know what he's got going on. He looks like he's still trying to communicate to me. All right, we got 5 guys in the box with an extended, all right, additional half player. So let's call it 5.5 guys in the box against empty. We're going to give up a 1st down right here on 3rd and 15 on a now screen. Just because we're not used to seeing empty. Nowadays, everybody's used to seeing empty, okay? We see it so often that it's just so common. We're comfortable playing what we need to play against it, and we give up a massive 15-yarder right here, all because we're just misaligned, all right? We don't have enough bodies where we need to be. Now, you force a field goal, though. You know what play this is, Jonathan? Mm-hmm. You do? Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is the one where you thought you had it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So you force the field goal 2 plays later, and you get the luckiest bounce. Look how that ball bounced to him, man. Watch the replay. This ball bounces straight up and back to him. Man. All right. This is where people are like, yeah, I'm not watching the rest of this shit. All right, here we go. actually get a run stop here. Oh, my God, dude. All right, 2nd and 5. Okay? I want you to watch these two football players. Okay? Look how disjointed we are right now. Okay? We got a nose tackle way the hell, or a 3 technique way the hell up out here. Nose tackle's 4 yards deep in the backfield. Defensive end is, I guess, playing boot reverse. I guess he's playing boot reverse. Maybe he's got boot from the quarterback. All right, we got linebackers 4.5 yards deep. All right, we got the front side defensive tackle getting double teamed out here. We got the defensive end getting sealed out by 84. All right, so as a defense, when nowadays we try to what, Jonathan? We try to build the wall, right? Try to build the wall, make teams bounce, all right, and then have these 2 good linebackers banana peel and pursue because we got speed nowadays, okay, and big meat up front with speed behind it, all right, but we're not doing any of that. We're what I call on different levels. We are disjointed right now, and when we get on different levels, guess what happens? We got backs that are really, really good at bouncing and cutting and getting in and out and playing what I call Tetris as a ball carrier, right? We got to find the space and put it in there, all right? But yeah, just way too much I'm disjointed, way too much my down linemen can't hold blocks well enough. We're getting guys up to the 2nd level here with H insert. On 2nd and 5, also, we should, with the team out of the I, with the H back there, I think they're in 12 personnel. Yeah, we should never be keying rush. You know what I mean? We should never be keying upfield like these guys are right here. It's just bad news. Ogletree started this game really, really hot, and then after that, it was kind of downhill from there. Number 5, this is the start of him getting picked on right here. They're going to get him on a PI. All right, set up a 1st and goal. I want to go to 1038 right here. Look at the interior of their defensive line, okay? I want y'all to watch these 3 guys. All right, they're in bare front, so they got a nose tackle, 2-3 techniques, and 2 walked up outside linebackers, okay? We are in, we only have 4 DBs on the field, okay? We got a lot of bodies on the field, but it don't matter if the bodies get moved like this, okay? 3 technique getting completely kicked out, nose tackle on the ground getting sealed by the center, backside 3 technique getting dug out and uprooted by the 3 tech, and guess what? We've got everybody else up onto the 2nd level. Yeah, you're going to give up a touchdown right here, bud. All right, you're going to give up a touchdown. We got to be able to hold that wall at the line of scrimmage. We got to be able to flow flat, okay, with our shoulder square, taking our offensive lineman and almost making that play with him, okay? We got to make that play with that offensive lineman, build that wall, and let these guys fill in any alleys behind them. I mean, and we're just way overpacing the back. These 2 guys run way past the back. All right, we have a force player out there, at least we're supposed to. We got a guy that's supposed to be running to set the force and turn this play back into you 2 jamokes. All right, but if we run past the ball carrier by 3 yards, we're going to be cooked. Great wall-off technique by the backside guard. Is that Fluker? Watch this right here from 76. Watch it.
I peeped that too. Boxed him out.
Yeah, man, we call that the wall-off, Jonathan. That's a great technique right there. I think that's DJ Fluker. Yep. That was a fluker on the NFL level. That one didn't work out, I don't think. And then we get our face smashed in by power right here. Pull that backside guard. I think that's Womack. Look at that big old 65. Okay. Boom. You get a good look at the replay right here. All right. That's what I'm talking about. All right, you're doing a decent enough job, but if we're going to make this play, we got to push that offensive lineman back into the ball carrier. You've already overpaced the back. We see that? The back, we need to be near hip with that back. We cannot overflow him. This is a play that's meant to get his foot in the ground and get north and south, okay? So Terrell Davis stretch zone right here, guys. Now, 3rd and 4, okay? Coach is trying to work an out route here from, I think that's Chris Conley, 31. Mm-hmm. All right, veteran at this point, right? Okay, he's our guy. He's your guy at this point in the season.
Yeah.
He finna get his shit jacked up right now by this nickel. All right, this is just number 24 winning. All right, and I guarantee you this was coached to a T. You know how I know? Because guess who meets him right after the play? Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart's in his face about to break his nose off of his face mask because he's so excited, okay? So watch number 24's technique right here. Watch him get into the chest of Conley. No give, right? He didn't take a step back. He knew, I'm going to make this sumbitch run through me. It's 3rd and 4. Down distance formation personnel. So we talk about all the time, right? 3rd and 4. Probably not going super deep from the slot, are they? All right, probably not working us too vertical, probably trying to get to something really, really quick, especially when we show 5 walked, right? Didn't we show 5 walked up right here? All right, so we're giving the look that we're about to bring pressure from you guys and rolling the safety down late. All indicators to the quarterback, we better get the ball out quickly, right? So if the quarterback's going to get the ball out quickly, what do we need to be doing down here at the bottom? Disrupting timing. Hell yeah, baby. Look at you. We need to be disrupting timing. Great job right there. And guess what? We don't get to our depth. Well, no shit. He just jammed the hell out of us at the line of scrimmage, coach. All right, so we don't get to our depth. Even if we get this completed, which we don't. Even if we get this completed, we're tackled short of the sticks, probably punting the football because we're on our own 36. All right, but look at him. Look at the crazy man right here. Look how excited he is because he knows exactly. I coached the shit out of that. I coached the hell out of that rep right there, and it just got us up off the field. Yes, sir. Hell yeah. Come on now. Should have hired Tom Herman. Oh, not funny. We can all laugh now. You got 2 titles now. You can laugh now. You can have a good time about it. Let's go to 11:55. Mark Richt football right here. All right. Now this ain't a personal foul. This ain't none of that. This ain't a dead ball penalty that we shouldn't be getting. This is, hey coach, did nobody give them the scouting report? Did nobody let anybody know that Eddie Lacy's 290 pounds? Okay, it's just getting heavier and heavier as the film study goes. Did nobody let anybody know that Eddie Lacy's 305 pounds? Nobody told them. All right, so here we go. Okay, we got 2 ball carriers or 2 tacklers hitting up in the shells. All right, like we play in third period at practice. Negative. Somebody needs to be attacking the legs. But this is what really sold me. All right, this is what really sold me right here. Either Bakari Rambo doesn't pay attention to the scouting reports, or you weren't giving scouting reports, or at least not hammering them down like you're supposed to based off this attempt at a tackle right here. What in the hell are we doing? And then we finally figured out I better hit the sumbitch low. Yeah, the first 2 guys should have hit the sumbitch low. He's got 190 yards at this point. Okay, this is the type of stuff. Again, you will not see this happen anymore. This is the stuff you've cleaned up. This is the stuff that wins you games nowadays. This is the stuff that will never allow you to be 7-5, ever. Doink. What, do you think he was going to run out of bounds, Jonathan?
Yeah, I don't know. Look like a business.
Even the first 2 guys, like we're way high. Look how everyone's hitting this dude up in the shoulder pads. Nobody got the scouting report on Big Boy. All right, we got a what the fuck is 56 doing right here? All right, couple of things here. This is also why I love Trey Scott. Trey Scott has guys nowadays playing the man in front of them so quickly. All right, so in other words, if I get down block, probably taking me to the ball. You know what I mean? If the guy in front of me, if I'm number 56 right here, and the guy in front of me shows down block, we need to chase the hip because he's probably taking us to the ball, or better yet, taking us to the trapper that might be kicking us, right? If we get down blocks front side, either the ball is going this way, all right, or we're getting counter back the other way. Either way, we need to be scraping and squeezing, right? Either way, we need to shrink space. Watch 56 right here, get the down block and run straight up field, okay? And essentially take himself out of the play. We're out of the play right now. And guess where the crease is, guys? The crease is going to be right here. All right, so it just, so many different things on tape where I'm like, good Lord. Where are we going? Also a great rep right here of the center just really, really working hard to his responsibilities. Watch the center right here peel back here for Ogletree, okay? He's got his eyes on him. Now, we're in a really funky position, right? The ball carrier's trying to cut this way, and we're going to be in between him. But if we just keep playing and not assume that we're already beat, if we just keep playing, maybe the back will make us right. Watch this. Boom. We're just going to keep playing, and he does. The back makes us right. He gets into the crease and finds his way. Now, I do appreciate that Bakari learned his lesson. Or 19 did. That's actually 19, so it's not Bakari. All right, so I appreciate that somebody learned their lesson. Let's stop hitting the dude in his shoulder pads. Let's start hitting him in his kneecaps, please. He was ready to eat, bro. He was ready to eat, dog.
He was in the NFL, too.
I knew it was coming. I knew somebody was going to hit it. I knew somebody was going to get it. Look at 36 flat-footed on this play. Okay, they get insert right back at them. Okay, we got ISO, double team up to 35. You're the free hat over here front side. We're sealing the backside. We're inserting the H for that backside inside linebacker. They've got everybody. Okay, they've got bodies for everybody. We are light in the box right now. All right, and they're going to get us licked. The only person that is free is number 36. And tell me this guy wasn't a little bit uncomfortable right here. Look how flat-footed he is. He stays like this too. And gets ran right by. Also, John Jenkins, can we make a play, son? Get off the block. Peek and shed. Strike, peek, and shed. I don't see any strike, peeking, and shedding. Do you, Jonathan? I don't see any of these defensive linemen but press, get him out, and then shed. Look, even 99, even the nose tackle right here picks a side. Watch him. Watch the nose tackle right here. He's going to press him and then immediately pick a side. That's not what we teach nowadays. Nowadays, we're going to strike with our helmet in our hands. We're going to press that guy out. We're going to peek the ball carrier. Once we realize where the ball carrier is going, then we shed the blocker as the ball carrier approaches us. All right, we're not going to do this, I'm going to pick a side and then hope I can run him down, because you're not going to run him down. All right, so some of this stuff we just don't even teach anymore with regards to some of these techniques that they're playing. We are much more sound in our defensive run game responsibilities, very similar to what Alabama's doing right here. Really, we're done. We just did what he wanted us to do, and we think we won. We didn't. I think this more shows not how nauseating this was for you guys, but how far you've come, honestly, in my opinion. When I watch this, I told you before the show, the leash would have been shorter for Mark Richt's tenure, because I'd have been on here going, what are we doing? What is going on? Why is all of this? You know what I'm saying? I would have been losing my mind. Like this. What in the hell is this shit? Where are we going? What are we doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, all right, I understand. They clearly were ready to just burn a body on boot reverse, despite the fact that I don't think they boot reverse but like once or twice in this football game. But that defensive tackle, what on earth?
They've come so far that it almost feels like now it's a miracle they were this close to a national title playing like this.
Right?
Considering how they've played now.
The 35 got lucky there that Jarvis just decided I'm going to make a play, honestly. Now, I love him to death. I love him to death. I loved watching him play. He was a great pro for 10 years, but again, Schumann would have never allowed this. Who would have never, you never, ever, ever will see a backside inside linebacker do this right here. There's no way you're getting to the ball carrier, buddy. You're not doing that. You're not going to be able to run through. That's what he wants you to do. He wants you to go backside. We have got to either run through his face or run topside once we defeat the block. All right. And Alec realizes that right now. He says, oh shit, now we're spinning out, but you're done. You're no way going to get back into that play. We've already let it happen. Now, front side as well. Look at this combination block right here between I think that's the right guard and the tackle getting up to 35. Also, your force player just bailing. That play's made by that backside 3 technique, though. You know what I mean? If that 3 technique's fighting across the face of that backside tackle and really making it hard to get cut off on the backside, he's going to fall onto the feet of the ball carrier as he approaches the line of scrimmage. They end up scoring 2 plays later. Aaron, sir, you had a chooch on you. I was a little unfamiliar with your game, sir. That ball's hummed on. All right? And that ball's also wobbling on him, too. And it's still getting pissed on. Great catch. Another mirrored concept here. You just don't get as many of these. And like everyone was running mirrored concepts back in the day. So I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, Bobo sucked back then, too. I think when I watch this, how much just differently he's become, how much better he's become as a football coach. But we got a mirrored concept here. We're working the corner from the number 1 wide receiver, a corner from the number 1 wide receiver, and those arrows again from the number 2 wide receivers, okay? And I don't know why he chose to work to the short side of the field. I'm okay with it, though. Let's see what he does with his eyes pre-snap. Holds it midfield and then works left. Great job right there, Sticks. Okay? Great job right there, Sticks. Now, this right here is the Dylan Bell play against Alabama. They're running too high. You can't quite see it. You'll see it on the replay, so let's just let it roll. We'll get it. CBS did such a good job back in the day, I guess because teams were playing much slower, Jonathan, giving you all kinds of replays. All kinds of replays. But let's take a look at the full field replay right here. All right, here's the double move. All right, they're playing that too high shell, like I told you, finally playing too high or 2 safeties on the hashes. Also, by the way, inside Georgia Dome Stadium operations, lazy as shit. Couldn't even get rid of the NFL hashes. We out here with 4 hash marks on the field. But nonetheless, all right, we're going to work Tavares King up. He's going to sell the corner like we just ran a couple plays ago. And then we're going to work that inward breaking route here. So this tells me as a coordinator, Jonathan, I showed the mirrored concept earlier, just 2 plays before, right? Given the corner with the arrow off of it. Come back a couple plays later, pretend to run the corner again. We got him baited up. Let's run the double move right here with Tavares. This is a great route right here from him. Gary, draw it a little bit better, friend of the show. Okay, boom. Great stick right there. And I think the ball probably could have been thrown a little bit better, but hey, we completed it. We got a big-time explosive, and then 2 plays later, we got a freshman just absolutely running through people for a touchdown. I mean, good God almighty. You see the difference, though, guys? Look at the difference, man. Look at the difference of how they play defense. We're going to make you have a tremendous individual effort to beat us. We're going to play collective team defense, and you're going to have a great individual effort. This is what you guys are now. You know what I mean? Instead of this disjointed mess where people don't really know what to do, don't really know how to fit the run, force players don't know that they're force players, flow players don't know that they're flow players. This is what you've become, and this is why you're great now. This is why they were great as well, and why they remained great. And look, man, if a freshman is that great, if he's that individually talented and we give up a touchdown, we give up a touchdown. But we made some bitch earn it. You know what I mean? We're not giving him free running hats onto the safety because we can't fit runs properly. I think you actually get him down on there. No, you don't. Let's watch this. This is why they got called the herd of elephants, Jonathan. Look at the front side of this play right here. Okay. Also, way late to the party, but nonetheless, we'll get to that in a second. Okay. Still out of pistol. You're getting stretched into the boundary. Like I told you, attach 12. Look at that front side. Look at all of these guys that are supposed to be force players just getting worked to the sideline. Look at all these guys supposed to be flow players. They're all sealed on the backside. So we got guys giving it up front side, guys not getting across the face on the backside. Guess what you got? You got a 12-yard run. That's what you got. $15:43, same exact play. 2 plays later, still can't figure it out. Still can't figure it out. 35's undercutting, trying to run up underneath it. Can't do it. 9 yards down the sideline. I think it takes you all the way until the fourth quarter when you realize, oh shit, we need to roll the safety down, clear outside the box, and have him already, based off of alignment, forcing this back in. Let's go to 16-23. I love seeing freshman Gurley. It's fun to watch, so let's watch it some more. See how much harder it is for him? Look at these guys. These guys holding blocks. They're doing it. Look, that's a peek in a shed, isn't it, Jonathan? Look at him. He's peeking into the backfield, but he hasn't made the decision yet. Once the back makes it for him, I guarantee he tries to shed that block. He tries to pull it down on him, actually. Just much firmer in their run fits, man. A lot of square shoulders, not a lot of turned upfield, disjointed nonsense. All right, let's see here. Oh, this is on the film study for a very, very specific reason. Okay. We see we have 2 timeouts left, Jonathan, right? Mm-hmm. It's 3rd and 5. You just blew one up. Up 3, I believe. Yeah, up 3 points. Alabama has the ball. It's 3rd and 5. All right, before this, what I didn't show you was you call a timeout, does Georgia, with like 10 seconds left on the play clock because you're worried about whatever defensive call you got going on. Mark Richt's trying to get us in the perfect defense. We call a timeout. All right, we get ourselves situated. We come right back out on 3rd and 5, and we give it up right here on 3rd and 5. Now, my philosophy on this, okay, in a situation like this, 1-score football game, we can't be wasting timeouts hoping that we get in good calls, all right, especially when the team is not playing with a lot of pace. They're checking with me, man. They're playing slow. They're trying to make this their last possession as well. Okay, so they're in 4-minute mode, and we're out here burning timeouts up, and it's going to cost us 45 seconds later in the game. Okay, and we give it up anyways. Again, because we just didn't read the scouting report. We just don't teach it like we teach it nowadays. Nowadays, we're going to be on that hip, okay? We're going to be a lower pad level guy. We're going to chop the legs right now and turn it back into our defensive line, all right? Or our linebackers or our edge rushers, whoever it may be. We're going to turn it back inside to those guys. Instead, we try to tackle the back high. We get ran through. We give up a first down. The very next play, y'all know what happens. We give up the double move on the sluggo off play action to Amari Cooper. Touchdown. Okay? Now you're down. We don't need that view. We need this view. It's the same play that Georgia ran against their corner with Tavares King. We're going to sell the slant, get the corner to flip his hips, and then we're going to roll. Couple of things here. I'm not a DB coach, but I'm going to tell you right now, you're already getting cooked, son. You don't need to be looking in the backfield. You need to be looking at the guy and figuring out how in the hell am I going to run him down. That's what you need to do. All right, and better yet, when I get there, just tackle the sumbitch. Okay, let's just not give up a touchdown here. But for some reason, we run 30 yards with our eyes back on the ball as if we think we're going to make a play on it. You're not. You need to go get in phase, okay, because we're getting ran by right now. Look at him, Jonathan. Watch right now. What are you doing? Why are we peeking in the backfield? Get him on your man. Run. You know how hard it is to run full speed like this? Go. All right. Also, things like this offensively have been cleaned up because we talk about them more. I think we've seen them more. At least when I was playing, stunts and things like that were common, but they weren't every down basis. Nowadays, it's every down basis. We're throwing games on every down as a pass rush unit, right? So it's 1st and 10 right now. They're in a 3-minute drill, okay? Their keying up pass rush is Alabama, especially with the back's alignment. If you ever see the back in front of the quarterback right now, it is pass. Let's go. They are not running the ball. All right, so they're keying up a pass rush right now, Jonathan, and they're going to throw what we call a TE stunt right here. Okay, now, when I go to set as an offensive tackle with a 3 and a 5, okay, when I go to set as an offensive tackle with a 3 and a 5, I've got to set with a heavy inside hand. Okay, what does that mean? I got a 3 out here and I got a 5 out here. I have to set with anticipation of games, meaning I have to set with a good verticality about myself with that right hand up, with my eyes on my defensive end. If I see my defensive end go in, I know the tackle's coming out, right? They're not going to put 2 Ds in one hole. If this guy is slow to his rush, I'm immediately going to get my eyes on. Now, as a guard, as my guy goes out, I got to get hands on the penetrator. I got to disrupt the penetrator, get him off his track, and as I go to shoot my hands and get that penetrator off, guess who's going to come right back into my face? The 5 technique, okay? So we got to set with good inside vertical pressure from the left tackle right here in this instance, and the right guard, or the left guard's got to get good hands on that penetrator. We got to push him off the spot. We get none of either. All right, worst case scenario happens right here. Our guard puts his head down. You'll see it on the replay. We can't allow this to happen. We blow up the entire possession basically because we can't block a stunt that's very, very common nowadays in football. First of all, splits way too damn wide against a 3 and a 5. I just told you we got to set with good inside verticality, right? We got to be able to protect that B gap and feel that 3 technique coming over to our top side right here. But watch this, okay? Boom. We get head on right here as a guard. We're cooked. We're never picking up that stunt, okay? We got to keep our head out, show our numbers to the defensive lineman, push him off. Now, I do like that 72's got good inside hand pressure right here. You can see that right hand's up. But we're too disjointed. We're on what we call separate levels right here as an offensive line. We're cooked. I see you, Murray. I see you trying. I see you trying. You just don't have that kind of twitch. Let's go to 8:53 and let's just walk through the 2-minute. Now, you end up punting the football right there. You burn 2 timeouts, get them off the field, but would have had 3 timeouts had you not burned it on 3rd and 5 that we were talking about earlier. So we probably should have about 1 minute and 37 seconds right now. Instead, we have 1 minute and 7. Big difference. Especially when we see how this ends, okay? Big difference right here offensively, all right? We get a check down to Arthur Lynch. Good job getting out of bounds right now. Stop the clock, okay? Now, so it's 2nd and 2. We're getting on the ball. Let's see what we got called as an offense. Fast forward a little bit right here, okay? 2nd and 2. All run plays should be off of the books right now. There's no chance we're ever running the ball in these situations. Very similar play right here. I hated this. Oh, no, it got tipped right here. I'm sorry. Trying to get the ball to Arthur Lynch. He drops it. Hits him right in the face mask. It almost gets picked. Goes out of bounds. Okay? Now, come back to the next play. 3rd and 1. You do run the football. Now, it's because it's 3rd and 1, and we know we got to convert the sticks, and we've got Todd Gurley back there. He does a great job getting out of bounds. Let's go to the next play. I think it's another check down, isn't it? Oof. By the way, it's a pick. I don't mean to do that, but I thought this was a pick. When I watched it, I'm like, no way. I didn't even give you the replay, but they called that an incomplete pass. Ball hit the ground. Ball aided the guy in an interception. All right, so we go to 2nd and 10 right here. I think we check it down again to Arthur Lynch right here. Very similar play that we ran earlier. We got the curl with the pivot from Arthur. I hate this from Arthur Lynch. I hate this. Get your ass out of bounds right now. Who do you think you are, sir? You're lucky that you fell out of bounds. Because if you fall in bounds right now, we're running the motherfucker. You know what I mean? The clock is rolling. You run your ass out of bounds right now, Bubba. Get out of bounds. Now is not the time to try to be a superhero, big dog. All right, so we got lucky. Clock stopped. All right, at the backside 47 right here. Okay. I think this is, okay, an explosive to TK right here. What a ball game from Tavares King, by the way. That's his last play. He gets hurt right there. I wish I could show you the replay. Do I get it? It's a great ball from Murray into a zone window. Look at this. It looks like nobody's there, right? He's throwing this ball right here, in between this guy, underneath this guy, and beating this guy with the dig from Tavares. This is really, really well timed. It's thrown on time, all right, and boom, right on the spot. Even puts it on his back hip to keep him away from, I think that's C.J. Mosley right there, 32, even though Mosley basically kills him anyways. Okay? Now, this is where it gets really painful. Okay. Right here. What's he doing?
Like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Only guy on the entire field that had a sense about himself was the damn quarterback. And he's like, really? We're about to call a play? You can almost see his body language. He's like, really? We're calling a play. Look at all these guys. These guys are thinking, ain't no way we are not calling 2 minutes, or we are not calling clock right now. By the way, every practice on Thursday, you know what it ends with? At every good program I've ever been at, offensively, when we do team period, it ends with a 2-minute drill. That's what it ends with. And then after that, after we do the 2-minute drill, we run the greatest play in football, victory. Okay, we practice victory just for the mental, we're definitely going to get into a knee the ball situation because we're great and we're going to win this game type of mentality. But it always ends with 2 minutes. And if you're ever tackled in bounds after an explosive in 2 minute, ball in the red zone, clock right now. For some reason, the explanation I was told, and we talked about it last night on air, was that they thought that they could get greedy here. But look, everybody else is confused. Everybody else on Georgia's offense is confused. You know who's not confused is Alabama's defense. They're going to line up and play it. Whatever they had played, or whatever they had called, they're going to play. Now, here's the big time issue, so I'm told. Todd has been taught to cut that guy. All right, we cannot allow him to get his hands up when we're working into the flat right here. Now, do I love the idea that we're working into the flat here? No, but we're trying to get out of bounds as well. Which my whole thing here, Jonathan, why are we trying to be aggressive and catch them off guard if we're not going to put it in the box?
Well, I thought that's what he was trying to do.
No, I think based off alignment, right? You think he's trying to throw this ball?
Yeah, I figured they were just trying to throw the backside fade.
Maybe. Yeah, definitely don't catch that football. But nonetheless, when we're in this situation and our entire team is confused, we didn't do what we thought we were supposed to do. You know what I mean? We're not accomplishing what we're trying to accomplish, which in my mind is kind of a full summation of what it felt like to watch Georgia football at this time. Okay, I know that was painful, but you probably look at it as a positive in my mind, because I don't see this stuff on tape anymore, man. Offensively and defensively, you're just way cleaner of a football team. Appreciate you guys for being here. I hope y'all enjoyed this. We'll probably do this with other games if this does well, but who knows? I enjoyed it. I enjoyed learning what football looked like and learning how it's changed, man, because I was playing it this time, but I wasn't grinding it like I do now with regards to studying the game. So appreciate you guys for being here. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I love you. Bye.